Live from the heart of Crimson Tide Country.
Tide 100.9
and 12:30 a.m. WTBC.
It's the Martin Houston Show.
With Martin and Xavier Houston.
Hosted by 1992 national champion fullback Martin Houston.
And his son Xavier. This is your daily dose of Alabama football.
Straight, smart, and full of that Tuscaloosa pride.
Now, here are your hosts,
Martin and Xavier Houston.
Listen now
on the Tide 100.9 app.
Good morning. Welcome into the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier. We're live, local, and ready to get things rolling right here on your home for Alabama Sports Tide 100.9 and 12:30 a.m. WTBC. It's game time. That's right. It's time for the Tide to roll. Man. It's ready. Glad to have you guys up and at 'em with us. Remember that this is the day that the Lord has made. So let's rejoice, be glad in it. Take some time to notice someone, love someone, serve someone, be the difference you want to see in the world today. The phone lines are open. The Empowerment, Leadership, and People Solutions hotline ready to take your call, ready for business. That's 205-342-9904. And also over on the live stream chat, we have you ready. And in queue, we already have Tim Richardson. Good morning. Welcome in, man. Glad to have you. Curtis Moore II, tuning in from Florida. Appreciate you jumping in on it. Bam Bam 72. Good morning and roll tide to you as well. And Blind Squirrel Sport, rounding out those who have already jumped in on the live stream chat. Good morning to you as well. Let's go ahead and bring X into the program. Good morning, X. How you doing, sir?
Good morning. Doing well. How are you?
Doing well. Glad to have you. I want to remind you, we still have the opportunity for you to get your score predictions in. So don't forget to giving me your scores today. If you've not done so, I want to make sure that you get an opportunity to get in on a chance to win that swag package from Alabama Legacy Collection. And shout out once again, thank you guys for helping make me the alumni NIL leader out of the gatehouse for year number one. Had the most alumni sales. So in the NIL world, man, I you remember how I used to tell you, boy, if I was coming along now, man, I'd be making bank. These guys they're making some money, X, but they don't know how to do NIL. They're just waiting on somebody else to pay them money. Better get out there and make it so that when you're gone, if an old guy, think about that, X, if an old guy can just jump back in on NIL and make a little bit of money, how much these guys could make while they're still playing if they really thought about it. But anyway, back to the situation with Alabama versus Florida State. We got several topics we can hit today that we can talk about. We can talk about the keys to victory, key matchups, players of the game. I call them game events. I think Vegas calls them prop bets. Inside the game events, like who's going to score the first touchdown, who's going to get the first turnover, who's going to get the first sack, etc. We can talk about those. Who's going to be the breakout player? Which Alabama guy jumps on the scene like Ryan Williams did last year? Will Alabama have one of those as we go throughout the morning, X? So, like I said, lots of topics to get to. So I kind of toss it to you. Yesterday, X, we talked about the biggest concerns, and it was all about Big Tim Keenan being out and whether or not the depth would be able to hold up and the replacements will be able to hold up. And I think we're not going to necessarily go back to the biggest concerns, but I think you kind of had that as one of the keys to victory. So I'll toss it to you and see if you have anything. We can start with the keys to victory, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, when I'm looking at it, the Tim King injury, man, you hate to see it because once again we talked about captain, the leadership, fifth year senior guy in the middle of that defense on that front line. Hopefully, the tightrope surgery is an injury that we've seen Tua Tagovailoa deal with, and his sophomore year, and he came back after about a month and played really well in the bowl game against Oklahoma. So it's something that time-wise you're going, hey, hopefully it's quick. Tim's a bigger guy, so how does that affect it? But
when you look at the bigger guy, I think that may actually help in some cases. In some ways, it may hurt because of the amount of pressure you can put on it. But he doesn't need like Orion Williams needs that ankle for a lot of movement, lateral movement, and the stops and the plants and the cuts and the turn. Big boy just needs to be able to push off.
Right.
So it's really based on where it's at. But go ahead. And why do you think that's a key to victory? I guess would be another question.
Yeah, because we know Florida State is going to want to establish the run game, especially with the reports of the weather not being, a bright sunny afternoon down here in Florida. Where not too far from where I'm at, but hopefully it's not the weather's not too bad. But Florida State's going to want to establish their run game. Excuse me. Knowing that they're going to want to establish their run game, having him as the heart of that defense, it is impactful. Now, the question is, how does Alabama replace Tim Keenan? And I think there's a couple of options that Alabama does have where they can go with Jeremiah Beaman, the redshirt freshman. Everybody's been loving the progress and everything that he's been doing. He's up to about 315, so he's gotten the size. He's gotten stronger. He still seems really athletic at that size. So he's an option. But going into week one, I might want to try something a little different, and this is my thought process on it. I could see Alabama bumping James Smith inside. Like, hopefully he's been getting some reps with the rotations and things. I would love to see James Smith get bumped inside. Junior, a lot of playing experience, big physical 310-pounder who, can be strong at the point of attack, and potentially playing Kelby Collins in his spot and see how that goes. And then, of course, you can make adjustments off of that.
Why would you do that, though? Why, based on what you've heard with Beeman, all camp, you've heard coaches talk about him, you've heard teammates talk about him. Haven't heard a lot about Kelby. We know what he did last year, but has he showed that consistency and impact here? So why would you take that angle?
I would take that angle for two reasons. You get more athletic along the defensive line with James Smith inside. If you're comfortable playing James Smith as a D tackle, not a nose tackle, you like his athleticism there, right? But you bump him inside, he's still powerful. He's quicker than a Tim Keenan. Not sure about the quickness between him and Beeman, but I would lean he's probably a little quicker. The experience across the board, you'd have a senior in Overton, a junior in Collins, and Smith on your defensive line. But then with Collins, the athleticism but you also have to take into account with Thomas Castellanos at quarterback. 280, 285, that type of athleticism to keep him contained while still having push up the middle.
But it hasn't Beeman shown all of that. I guess the question is that Beeman like they doted over him about the growth he made during the year last year, and how good he's been in the spring, and he improved all season. He improved from the end of the season through spring training, and then he improved from spring training through camp. So, how good is he? Is he potentially Tim Keenan good? He just happened to be behind the captain.
I mean, that's a potential.
So
I just first real game, I guess for me, is you don't know what you got with Beeman until tomorrow. You truly don't know.
How do you? I guess the question is, how do you? I hear what you're saying, but he progressed last year, and you saw what he did against Michigan, and Michigan has a better run game. Had a really, really good run game last year, and he played well. Now there was some other guys that didn't, but he played well as far as against Michigan X. So I guess that's I guess that's kind of the wait and see. And I guess my question, last question on that X before we get the break to you would be in terms of one of the keys to victory is how well whoever replaces Keenan plays against the run. And I guess my next question would be, do you lose more potentially by putting James in a new spot and putting a new guy in that you don't know? Because he hasn't done here what he did at Florida, talking about Collins. Do you gain more or lose more potential by moving him in, and now he's out of his natural position versus putting Beeman in and starting from there?
It's all a guessing game, really, until we get on the field tomorrow. So, I mean, that is a potential as well.
I guess I'm saying to you then, which one's the biggest guess? Putting the guy who's been the backup and that has showed steady improvement in at the nose position, that Keenan's position, or is it a bigger guess moving? Because now you have two unanswered questions potentially. I don't know. I just know James has been dominant where he's been at. So do you lose something? I don't know. That's a great question. Good thought. But I think Beeman, if he had not played at all, then I would agree with you. But since he's played, I think you have to. The other thing is, I think you also have to reward the dudes who have showed up and played if they've not given you a reason to replace them. It's all about roster management now, X.
Yeah.
So as we go to break here, who do you think starts?
Yeah. It's a toss-up for me. It really is. I think it's a 50-50 chance that you can see Beeman, the front line being Beeman, Smith, and Overton. I think you could see it being Collins, Smith, and Overton.
I think Beeman can start, maybe wrong, but I'll say this. Even though it's not Tim Keenan, I like that's three pretty good defensive linemen. Beeman, Smith, Overton, Smith, Collins, Overton. Hey, maybe Steve Bolo will get in there, X. Man,
hey,
where Hulk number 2 been? Well, we'll see if he brings anything to the table in live ammunition We'll keep the conversation going right here on the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier. We'll continue the keys to victory. We'll talk about key matchups, players of the game, in-game events, first TDs, first turnovers, first sack. Who you got starting? You starting Beeman, or you taking Xavier's advice and shifting and putting in a veteran player? We love to hear from you. Phone lines are open. We'll be back on the other side right here on Pre-Game Eve. Right here, Game Day Eve on the Martin Houston Show. Martin and Xavier.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. A very good morning to you on your TGIF and Labor Day weekend. We're getting off to a nice and quiet start for the most part. We got 43 looking as it typically does. Southbound lanes onto McFarland Boulevard. You are going to tap on those brakes. Just stoplight delays. And we're moving smooth on Lurleen Wallace. In between 5th Street and McFarland with your Thomas.
This report is sponsored by Think It Up.
Shop Townsend Nissan today. Fair, fun, and fast. The right products at the right place. That's why people shop Townsend Nissan. Scott and Boulevard, Tuscaloosa.
Think It Up is an students and teachers. How can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join at thinkitup.org.
Hey, this is Wyatt Fulton from Tide 100.9. Since moving to Tuscaloosa in 2022, I've been embraced by the community, and we want to help do the same for you and your business. I'm passionate about the Tide listeners, and I know that they will support advertisers whose products and services we endorse. At Town Square Media Tuscaloosa, we can help create customized radio and digital marketing plans to help grow your business. Hit me up at wyatt.fulton@townsquaremedia.com, and I can tell you more, and let's help your business score big.
Labor Day savings are happening right now at the Home Depot. So what are you working on? Prep for fall with our wide selection of cordless power tools that make it easy to clear your lawn starting at $79. And once the leaves are clear, keep your yard looking fresh with colorful mums that bloom all season long. Shop Labor Day savings now through September 3rd only at the Home Depot. See select stores for details.
Aaron Lewis and the Stateliners. Just a country boy, it's all I'll ever be. The American As It Gets Tour. Saturday, October 4th, Pearl River Resort Silver Star Convention Center. Tickets on sale now at pearlriverresort.com. More at aaronlewismusic.com. I'm American as it gets. Aaron Lewis and the Stateliners. American As It Gets Tour.
Hey, I'm Martin Houston, and I want to tell you about exciting news happening at Box Eye Care. They've moved to their new location, bringing you a brand new lab, stylish new frames, and a fresh look just for you. Enjoy their expanded frame inventory, competitive prices, and faster service, all with the same great level of service you've come to know and trust. Discover this full-service eye care at Box Eye Care's new location. With their in-house lab, they offer unbeatable value and one of the largest frame collections in town. Schedule your eye exam today and walk out with new glasses in less than an hour in most cases. Visit boxeyecare.com. That's boxeyecare.com, or call 205-342-0660. That's 205-342-0660. Visit them at 5003 Oscar Baxter Drive. That's Box Eye Care. Your vision, our priority.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
The sky cloudy at times today and tonight. Only a small chance of a shower. The best chance of rain will stay to the south of here. The high today 84, tonight's low 67. For tomorrow, the sky partially sunny, the high at 85 degrees. I'm James Spann with the Alabama Weather Network on Tide 100.9. It's 65 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Keep it locked into Tide 100.9 for more of the Martin Houston Show with Martin Houston and X's and O's Sports, Xavier Houston.
Welcome back into this free-for-all Friday powered by TJ's Pharmacy and Wellness. TJ's Pharmacy and Wellness. Check them out at 303 Hargrove Road East, 205-752-0627. Give them a call there, tjspharmacy.com. That's tjspharmacy.com. Same great service, same great team, just a new location to better serve you. Don't underestimate the importance of that local feel, that local service, and the compounding ability to be able to customize the service that they offer you. You find all of that plus the same great service you get anywhere, well, actually better service than you get anywhere else. And you'll find that at TJ's Pharmacy and Wellness. All right, X. We'll wrap up that first quarter conversation a little bit. Before I do that, sorry. For those of you who haven't got your scores in, if you'll post them in the chat, if you're on the live stream, or when you call me up, give them to me. Don't forget Ty Simpson's passing yards. Curtis, we have your score, but we do not have your yards for Ty Simpson in case there's a tie in the differential in points total. So go ahead and drop your yards in there. X, also, we'll wrap up that conversation regarding Beeman, Collins, and Smith. Couple guys disagreeing with you, man. Curtis Moore II saying Beeman was solid against Michigan. He said it's an easy answer for him. Start Beeman. Also, Bam Bam 72 said if you move Smith inside, does that take away his ability to rush the QB? Hopefully Beeman is ready to go and we can just plug him in that spot. That's a thought. I'll let you react to that in just a second. And Curtis Moore II saying, look, he didn't call your name. I'm just putting your name in there. He said, look, Xavier, we're just too close to the game day to be experimenting with starting Kelby along with moving James Smith. At least Beeman has real game experience, parentheses, Michigan game. You know what you have in Beeman, and I think the kid had a solid game against Michigan. So you got a little disagreement there with the X, but to their point, X, does it impact the pass rush, positive or negative, if you put Smith inside?
It's funny. I think it might. I think it helps. Because I don't know what type of pass rusher Beeman is yet. You know, we talk about him playing against Michigan. Well, that was a run-heavy Michigan team. And I do believe he can be very effective against the run. But we know James can rush the passer. We've seen him rush the passer from the inside. And we know Kelby can rush the passer from an edge-type position. So that's where it gets interesting. Now, I think the short period of time is what leans to Beeman being the guy if we had to pick one way or another. So I do think that is also a reason why Beeman does get to start, because if this has happened last week, I think you definitely see a different look. But with it being, 3 days ago that this took place, you might just kind of roll with what you got and have a different rotation.
Yeah, and we're going to get to Pat, jump over and grab Pat after this response. X, I think the other part of that you have to look at is, I think James Smith could be an Aaron Donald type pass rusher in terms of moving inside. So, so who knows in terms of whether it would hurt or help. I just think that it's just too close. I think they're more likely to play a different scheme that may look like in other words, they could have some 4-2 version or something. You see what I'm saying? And Collins could start. So there may be some scenario where Collins is some package, because Coach Womack talked about that, X. There could be some package that Collins is the number 2 guy. I mean, the number 1 guy. And that could be what they start the game with. So I think all of that. But as far as their traditional 3-3-5, I think Beeman is the guy. But if they do something different because of the loss of Beeman, I think then that's a possibility. Because here's the thing: Tim Richardson named it perfectly. He said the defensive line needs to cause distribution. I think it may have meant disruption, maybe, against Malzahn's offense to keep the QB flustered and prevent any trick plays from forming. So I think that you could see a totally different scheme, X, in terms of what they do. So we'll keep our eyes on it. Let's get to Pat. Pat, you're in on the Empowerment, Leadership, and People Solutions Hotline on this Free for All Friday, powered by TJ's Pharmacy and Wellness. What you got? Is Pat still there? Hello, Pat. Patrick. Now, it said he wanted to give a score, so is he letting the weather change his score prediction? You know, X, that may be. Because he did have 42-10 and had sent me a message that Vegas had the over-under at 51.5, so he was bragging about that score early in the week. So I guess the question is, what does he have now? Let's go ahead. Ragged Glory, you're in on the Empowerment, Leadership, and People Solutions Hotline on this Free for All Friday, powered by TJ's Pharmacy and Wellness. What you got?
Good morning,
Good morning, sir.
Welcome to the church of what's happening now. You know what? Let me see if I get this straight. We're looking at the nose guard position on defense, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I would not shuffle the deck. I would not switch anybody moving to a different position. Keep the way you have it and plug the next big dog in. And I presume that's going to be Beeman.
That's what we're hearing. I don't know that for a fact.
Then I would I would call the next guy up in line and say, go in and get her done. Plug that hole and have a dog backing him up in the linebackers. That's what I would do. I would keep it the way you got it and just next man up. That's the way I would go.
X.
Score position. The score. Okay. Prediction is going to be based on the weather, and this is a huge variable. I feel that it's going to be more game management, ground control, and pound the ball. I would say we're still going to win by 4 touchdowns, so I'm looking at 24. And I'm saying 24 because I think the kicking game is going to be difficult. This is what, a new side?
Yep.
We're expecting rain. Footing's going to be an issue. That plant foot for any kicker, whether it's an extra point and or field goal. That's probably going to keep it an even number. And I don't really expect Florida State to come more than 1 touchdown, 6 points. I really do. Now, if we want to go for 2 points, we can still do that, right?
Yes.
That might change the outcome of the game, but I think we're going to win by 4 touchdowns. And I just don't see Florida State doing what they think they're going to do.
All right, so you got 24-6, or what's your score?
Yes, I'm going to go 24-6.
And how many yards for Ty?
It's not going to be as high as I've been hearing because it's going to be more game management. It's going to be hard. It's the weather and the rain. I've played many a football game in the rain. and it was hard to throw. Trust me. So I'm going to keep him down in a game management situation where he's probably maybe max 157, maybe a little bit less.
Okay.
But I'll go with 157 in a game management.
Got it. All right. Appreciate it, Ragged Glory. I appreciate you. That's Ragged Glory saying, leave it alone, X. Don't touch the line. We'll talk about it on the other side. We got Pat back in on the conversation. We have Philip who wants to give a score. Tim Richardson getting his score. Bama 38. Florida State 13. 208 yards passing for Ty. Blind Squirrel Sport over here trying to cause controversy. Giving me Florida State score 24. Bama's with a question mark, saying Ty Simpson going to throw for 198 yards and 3 touchdowns with one of those TDs going to the other team. Should I ban Blind Squirrel Sport? That's the free-for-all Friday question of the day. Now, we'll be back on the other side. You listen to the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier. We thank our good sponsors like North River Timber Company as we go to break, timber harvesting, appraisals, and land management. North River Timber Company at gmail.com. Courtney White says owning timber, owning land is like having money in the bank. You need somebody to help you maximize that. North River Timber Company is your choice. 205-242-5127. We'll be back on this free-for-all Friday powered by TJ's Performance and Wellness. And as always, we're powered by Box Eye Care. BoxEyeCare.com.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. A very good morning to you on your TGIF and Labor Day weekend. We're getting off to a nice and quiet start for the most part. We got 43 looking as it typically does. Southbound lanes onto McFarland Boulevard. You are going to tap on those brakes. Just stoplight delays. And we're moving smooth on Lurleen Wallace. That travels nicely in between 5th Street and McFarland. With your Tuscaloosa traffic now, I'm Tammy Thomas.
There is no price tag on love. It's not in your bank account or in your retirement fund, and the price tag isn't the point when you shop at Fincher and Osmond. The point is, you love her, and if your budget is $200 or $20,000, it's here at Fincher and Osmond, and she'll love it.
I'm Tom Osmond, your jeweler at Fincher and Osmond Jewelers. Not so easy to find on McFarland, between Edgar's and local routes.
Do you have timberland you don't know what to do with? Give North River Timber Company a call. Courtney White and his team of over 20 years experience offer timber harvesting, timber appraisals, comprehensive management plans for that special tract of land that you own. Courtney and his team can help you decide how to maximize your highest potential for your land. Timber is like money in the bank. See what your investment can do for you. Contact Courtney White at 205-242-5127, North River Timber, CO at gmail.com. North River Timber Company.
Local small businesses make up a major portion of the economy, and places like our restaurant really define the personality of a city or neighborhood.
Small businesses are the heart and soul of a community.
Without them, we wouldn't have survived.
Hi, I'm Congressman Barry Moore. Make sure to support your local small businesses because they are the core to our communities.
This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Got timberland in West Alabama or East Mississippi? North River Timber Company has you covered. Since 2011, Courtney White, a registered forester, along with his expert team, have been managing timberland and harvesting timber across 4 West Alabama counties. They offer comprehensive timber management plans, reforestation services, and appraisals. Courtney White says timber is like money in the bank. Don't let your investment go unrealized. Call North River Timber Company today. Email them at northrivertimberco@gmail.com or call 205-242-5127.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya guselkumab may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Welcome back to the Martin Houston Show, the sound of Bama sports. Your show, your team, on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier. It's a free-for-all Friday powered by TJ's Pharmacy and Wellness. We invite you to get in on the conversation. And speaking of that, we haven't got to what we want to talk about, X. I mean, you know, you advertise yourself as the sound of Bama sports, your show, your team, and people take you up on it. They put their thoughts, their comments, their reactions on the live stream. They call us on the phone line. We cut them off. And they call back. Pat, you're in with Martin and Xavier on the Empowerment, Leadership, and People Solutions Hotline. What's on your mind, sir?
You got me now?
We got you. We got you.
Okay. All right. I'm going to keep my score. I'm sticking with it, even though the weather is going to be kind of rough, because I think there's going to be rain delays. And it may be rain delays all the way to the time that the weather gets better, because it's lightning, lots of lightning. Forecast now 60-something% at one point. And so I think we're going to be rain delays in this game, just like it was in South Florida. Ty won South Florida. Ty's going to win this game. And I'm sticking with my 260 yards passing for the young man.
You had 305 on my show, Pat.
260.
Okay. You had 42-10 with 260 and 4 touchdowns.
Yes, I'm staying with it.
All right.
Hey, I want to know something though. With this deal here though with Keenan, it does upset me that Keenan's hurt. I feel bad for the young man. Now I think you can probably slide Kelby Collins. We got several other players. Jannard, I think is going to just go and do what they're supposed to do. We are going to miss his leadership, though. So it's going to be up to our other linebackers, to Russo and Jefferson, in order to step up and take on this leadership role. Do you think they can do it? Bruce Solomon.
Yeah, I agree. There's going to be other guys that have to step up. But Pat, do you think Beam is the guy in the middle?
I hope so. But I think you're going to see the kid. I think let's see. I'm not saying his name right. Not Gerard. It's Russo. Crap. But the kid we got out of Texas,
Renard. Jordan Renard.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you go. I think it's going to be a group of them that are going to switch in and out until you find someone that's going to do what he wants.
How long is the leash? I want to hear it. I wouldn't even think about guys like Edric Hill and Renard.
After this, we're going to move on from Beeman after this. We're running out of time on the show, and we haven't hit anything else. So.
Good deal, y'all. Hey, y'all have a blessed day. But I'm sticking with my score. And
All right.
we're gonna roll. We're gonna roll. Bye.
All right. Let's get Philip in. Philip, you're in with Xavier and Martin on the Empowerment Leadership and People Solutions Hotline. What's on your mind, sir?
I got a little bit different take now. The weather is concerning me. Forget the rain. I think I'm looking at the weather now, and it's just all over the place. I've been monitoring it because I'm going to the game, and I think lightning is going to be an issue. I hate to say it. It looks like right now that we'll get the first half in without an issue, but I think the second half will definitely have some lightning possibilities for delays, which is going to slow momentum, slow everything up. It just saps enthusiasm. I think Alabama's going to barely pull out a win. I've got Alabama squeaking by 24-20. I've got Ty with 142 yards passing, and I think what Alabama's going to try to do on defense is I think it's going to be a rotational thing with some freshmen. I think London Simmons, and Mbauma and Isaiah Faga will actually see more playing time than we ever dreamed. I think they're going to be in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Can you hear me?